It's the 1st of April 2026, and only about 48 hours ago did Melissa Reese leave Guns N' Roses. It came up on the it came up in the headlines as big news. Big news that and Melissa Reese leaves Guns N' Roses tour literally days before the tour starts for personal reasons. Now, only a day before that had I been thinking about Guns N' Roses, and I thought, yes, Dizzy Reed, the most unneeded keyboardist in a band ever, being on Axl's payroll. What would Dizzy Reed do if he wasn't on the Guns N' Roses payroll for all these years? Actually, probably would have had his own band and done well with that, but I guess he was never able to resist the money, and being happily in the GNR camp. And Melissa Reese, and to be honest, I filmed this entire video in my head this morning, hours ago. So I thought about this whole thing hours ago. In fact, I have trauma. In fact, I have trauma, which is why I'm making this video, because I have trauma from all this, and so the other day I was thinking that Melissa Reese, I was thinking she's a good keyboardist, but a very unnecessary part of GNR. A very unnecessary part. She's been with Guns N' Roses since 2016. She's been with them for a decade. Why did she leave? This is why I think she left. This is exactly why I think she left. She had a plan, and I think she looked at her bank account and she said, I'm now a millionaire. I'm now a millionaire and a bit beyond that. And I think she thought to herself, I've got enough money in the bank, I can leave and go on and do other things, other projects. It's been 10 years, and it's actually been 10 years, and in that there's a lot to say here, a lot to convey here. And Guns N' Roses are a very unique band, and not in the most positive way, in a very ironic and it's almost dark satire, is that, well, first about Melissa Reese, a good keyboardist. Nothing against Melissa Reese at all. A pivotal part of Guns N' Roses, sure, for extra piano and organ bits and backup vocals. Needed? No. I think what it was she was waiting to become a millionaire or a bit beyond that, and she was like, okay, I'm out, I'm going. I think she had that plan. She's like, as soon as I attain millionaire status, I'm going to leave. And I also think that she's left so that she can make her own band and be in charge of that. Like, she can be the leader of her own band. Now, Guns N' Roses are so when I say that I'm a die-hard fan translates to I know almost everything about Guns N' Roses. Someone brought something to my attention the other day, because I corrected them. I said it's Steven Adler, because they said Stevie Adler, and they said, well, actually within Steven's circle of friends, his close circle of friends, he's known as Stevie. I didn't know that. And there was a video put up the other day, because at the Troubadour, Slash and Gilby Clarke and Duff joined Steven Adler on stage at the Troubadour, and everyone was getting very emotional about this. Everyone was like, oh! I saw the video, I watched it, and I was pretty much like, I felt sadness, and Tame Dane from Faster Pussycat, he was on vocals, and it's really an incredible situation. I felt sadness, a sense of sad nostalgia, sadness of a band that is now broken, a band that has been not with it for a very long time. Band that has not been a. When did Guns N' Roses end? When did Guns N' Roses stop being productive? Guns N' Roses stopped being productive. They made the illusion. So Izzy Stradlin left. Stephen left. Matt Sorum joined. I love Matt Sorum. I think he's great. However, he didn't have the swing. There's a particular swing on the Appetite. On Appetite, there's a particular swing that Stephen has that he brought to it. A particular swing on the drums. Izzy did a lot of songwriting for that album, a lot of melodies, a lot of things for that album. When Izzy left, so 9-2, Izzy Stradlin left. No new material at all after that. Nothing. No new material, period. And it's and there are, oh, did I bring my thing in here? Oh, I meant to bring my thing in here. Okay, you've got the, I gotta look up something now. I've said this before. There's a great sadness to this, Bring it look up. The Illusion albums, okay? Okay, alright, so let's try to do this. So, the Use Your Illusion album, I was just thinking to myself earlier this morning, the significance of Guns N' Roses to me now, their significance, their importance, how important are they now? It's all very sad, it's all very melancholy, they hold only nostalgic value. And actually, this is the best way to say it all. 2 nights ago now, I thought, I can see it, I thought, I'll listen to Use Your Illusion 1. I never felt the urge to listen to it. A couple of years ago, I did a whole reassessment of the Use Your Illusion albums. And at first I wrote them off, but then I went back to them and listened to them properly and thought, no, they're actually really good. And for about 2 weeks, I was listening to them and then disconnected from them again, just stop listening to them. But, however, the other night, I didn't get past Dust and Bones. I got to Live and Let Die. Now, Live and Let Die comes on when I'm in the car, it comes on the radio every other 10 minutes, Live and Let Die. So does Paradise City, so does Sweet Child of Mine. They never play Welcome to the Jungle. Now, right next door to Hell, what did I think about that? Well, the part where Axl says, fuck you, bitch. That goes on for far too long. And I think, who was it? Who was the producer of that? Mike Clint should have really put his foot down on certain things. So the songs here that I could listen to again. None of them really, they've all got a bit of grief to them. Double Talk and Drive, The Garden, Garden of Eden, Don't Damn Me. They've all got a bit of sentimental grief to them. Okay, a bit of sentimental grief to them. Use Your Illusion 2. What have we got for Use Your Illusion 2? Civil War, Shotgun Blues, Locomotive, 14 Years. You've got, look, it's Yesterday's comes on when I'm in the car. Yesterday's comes on the radio sometimes. I always tend to like them up, but the point being with all this is that I never listened to the Illusion albums. reassessed them a couple of years back, about 3 years ago now. Did a big reassessment. I find it too tragic to go back to and listen to the Illusion albums. It's nostalgia, but it's sad and depressing to listen to them. And I never actually listen to Appetite anymore. I don't listen to Appetite. I don't go to it. And also with, if I was listening to Appetite, I would skip Welcome to the Jungle. I don't think I ever need to hear that song again. And that's the thing. Every night on tour, every night when they play Welcome to the Jungle. Now, if they did not include that in the set list, do you think anyone would really complain? No, I don't think anyone would complain. I think people are sick of hearing that song. Why don't they just replace it with, why don't they replace Welcome to the Jungle with Anything Goes? Anything Goes, play that live. And I think that'd be a real hoot. Guns N' Roses is old now, very old, and sad. And you've got, look, Guns N' Roses are a one-hit wonder, really, a one-hit wonder. You've got the die-hard fans who know everything, and there's a divide between the two. So you've got the die-hard fans, and you've got the other percentage of people who are like, oh yeah, Guns N' Roses, yeah, Welcome to the Jungle. Now those people on that side know Welcome to the Jungle, Sweet Child, Paradise City. They know You Could Be Mine, Civil War, Knocking Heaven's Door. They probably know Don't Cry. But if you said to them, it's strange, they'd be like, what's that? And you say, what do you mean, what's that? It's strange, they'd be like, yeah, what's that? What is it? It's off Use Your Illusion 2. What's Use Your Illusion 2? Oh my goodness. Use Your Illusion 2? Yeah, what is it? This category, there's 50% of casual GNR fans who probably, they've never heard of Night Train, they've never heard of Think About You, Anything Goes. If you go up to a person on the street who's like, yeah, Welcome to the Jungle, yeah, Gunners. If you say Rocket Queen, they'll be like, what? Rocket Queen. And they'll be like, what? And if you say Appetite, they'll be like, what's that? What's Appetite? There's literally two categories of fans. There's the casual fans who know Welcome to the Jungle, Paradise City, Sweet Child, and there's the die-hard fans who, Appetite. Appetite. I don't listen to it anymore. I think I moved on from it a while ago. I don't listen to it. When it comes on in the car, when Paradise City comes on in the car on the radio, I turn the volume up. I don't voluntarily listen to them. I feel because it brings me a sadness. I have a sadness about it. In high school, in '88, walking the corridors of high school, there were Iron Maiden t-shirts, Devil Poison t-shirts, Bon Jovi t-shirts, AC/DC t-shirts, even a couple of Black Sabbath t-shirts, I think. And then one day I saw this new t-shirt, with a cross with 5 faces on it. I was like, what is that? And then maybe about a month down the track, I heard Sweet Child. Changed my life. Changed my life. I was like, oh, I found my musical home. GNR Live at the Ritz, I recorded on VHS. GNR Live at the Ritz, I recorded on VHS tape. Used to watch it every day. Watched it. Finished high school. Got out of high school. When I get out of high school, I mean 91. I got out of high school in 91 because the You Could Be Mine cassette. I got You Could Be Mine cassette single. I've got it. I listened to the cassette. I went into the Sydney CBD, and I think I got it from HMV. I listen to You Could Be Mine every day. I listen to cassette single every day. I listen to the cassette single every day in grand anticipation of Illusion albums. The Illusion albums, and while watching GNR Live at the Ritz. And I bought the Illusion albums the day they came out, and I listened to them non-stop for over a year and listened to nothing else. And one of my friends said to me, "Pat, you're going to burn yourself out." Because I said, "I'm only listening to Illusion albums. Only listening to Illusion albums. Use Illusion 1, use Illusion 2, and use Illusion 1, use Illusion 2." And I did this every day for like 6 months to a year. And then I burnt myself out. And then Guns N' Roses came to Eastern Creek in Sydney in '93. Ironically, I'd cut off from them because before the gig I was like, I can't listen to Guns N' Roses anymore for a while. I can't listen to them anymore for a while. I burnt myself out. And one of my friends said, "You need to listen to some different bands. You need to listen to some other bands." And I've always been very eclectic, very, very eclectic. I like death metal, and I just used to listen to a lot of other, mainly heavy metal, but rock and roll, different music, like Michael Jackson, Prince, just a lot of different music. And I was disconnected from Guns N' Roses by the time Eastern Creek got around. But I wanted to know what it would be like. What 100,000 people, because Eastern Creek, there's 100,000 people at Eastern Creek, and I was like, I want to know what 100,000 people looks like, and I had my ticket, so I went with my friend at the time, and so many, and it was Rose Tattoo that day, and then Skid Row. I did see Sebastian Bach in his prime, although I saw Sebastian, I made a video about this, I saw Sebastian Bach at the Enmore Theatre last year in November. Kicked ass. One of the best gigs I've ever been to. One of the best gigs I've ever been to in any recent time, and one of the best gigs I've been to at the Enmore Theatre. Sebastian Bach is one of the best frontmen ever, in the top 3 frontmen. A lot of people said on the day of Eastern Creek, a lot of people said that Skid Row were better than Guns N' Roses. I was very biased at the time, and I was like, Guns N' Roses were good that day. The thing with Skid Row is that it's like with Skid Row, you see Sebastian Bach. It's Sebastian Bach, and the other guys become invisible. Sebastian Bach has a remarkable stage presence, incredible stage presence, and therefore leaving the other guys almost invisible. They might as well not even be there. Although I think it's Snake. Is it Snake? He's interesting. But the other guys are, it's the guy with the chain from his ear to his nose. He was interesting. My memories of Eastern, so the stage, but it's just so the stage is, I'm looking at the stage or what's on the hill area. It was a very hot day because it was late January. The concert was in late January, and it was about 40 degrees in Sydney. It was a very hot day. It was about 40 degrees, maybe a bit less, maybe 38 degrees. Memory of the concert. It was good. It was a long time ago now. It was good. And yes, after the promoter said no being, or something about don't throw beer bottles around, the Sebastian Bach came out on stage. He came out, and the first thing he said was, "Get a case of beer out here right now. I want a case of beer out here." And he got it and he threw it into the crowd. After Eastern Creek, what did I do? I don't think I listened to Guns N' Roses. That's the, oh yes, 1993. So, no original material at all after 1992. The Illusion albums were the last time there was any original material, any. Izzy leaves, Gilby Clarke comes in. I never liked Gilby Clarke. I've actually seen Gilby Clark live when he came to Frankie's a decade ago. He's about this high, and he was okay. He was okay. He's about this tall. He's okay. He was never ever going to contribute to anything to Guns N' Roses. They never would have let him. He was competent on rhythm guitar. That's about it. He was never ever going to contribute in any way to anything apart from just playing live. They struggled after the Illusion albums. Went on a very big world tour, which they really couldn't handle. And we're talking about guys who were in their mid-20s and who did not handle the world tour that well. And the spaghetti incident. Why did they do the spaghetti incident? Because they couldn't come up with anything original, and so they did a bunch of punk covers. The only reason they did the spaghetti incident was because they had no new original material. None. And the spaghetti incident signalled the end of the GNR era. It was the end of the era. That was it, done, finished. And so from 93 through 98, I didn't listen to Guns N' Roses. I always appreciated them when they came on the radio. And then one day, when I was working at Seaworld Sydney. Look, go to Midnight Charlie Special Channel Radiance. That's my other big channel. Go there, and my big video on my big Seaworld Sydney documentary. I worked at Seaworld Sydney, Darling Harbour. Remember that? Remember that place? Ride operator, the best ride operator in the park. Ride operator. And one day I was like, why do I feel musically sad? And I was like, I haven't heard Guns N' Roses for a while. So I went back to Appetite for Destruction, and really got back into it. And then wondered I thought, what's happening with Guns N' Roses? So there was a website at the time. I can't remember what it was called, Guns N' Roses something. And I found it, I went to it, and I started talking about Chinese democracy. And I was like, what's Chinese democracy? And there was a forum, and I read it. I went in there and read what everyone had to say. And I was like, that's when that started. I hung on to that. I should never have hung on to that. I hung on to that unnecessarily for a long time. And in fact, Chinese democracy could have come out in 1997. Actually, it could have come out in 97 or even 98. It could have come out. And the Axl Rose project, because there's been no new Guns N' Roses material since 92. That was the last time there was the Use Your Illusion albums was the last time there was anything original from Guns N' Roses. Axl Rose has his solo record entitled Chinese Democracy, Axl's solo project, the Axl Rose project, which took an unnecessarily long time to do. From 98 to 2008, Axl could have had 5 solo records. What happened with Axl? In retrospect now, he went into depression. He was in his Malibu mansion trying to figure out how to make a record. That's what he was doing. Slash got on with things, Duff got on with his thing. Izzy was doing his Juju Hounds thing. But Guns N' Roses finished. It's actually quite sad. It's really, really sad. And 2015, when did the Not In This Lifetime tour start? Was it 2015? Not In This Lifetime tour. I'm not even going to look it up. When did it start? 2015, was it? What should have taken... And this is the whole thing. What is wrong with the chemistry here? Something is off. 2016, Not In This Lifetime tour. 6 months later, 5 months in, say 5 months in, or even 4 months in, 4 months into the tour, record an album, record a new album. Is Richard Fortus competent enough to contribute to a new album? Yes, he's competent. I think he's 10 times better than. I'd never when Richard Fortus first joined Guns N' Roses in about 2001, I think it was 2002. I did not like his style at all. Didn't like him. And it took me a very, very long time to get used to him. Very long time to get used to him. Is he capable of contributing to a Guns N' Roses album? Yes, he is. Why is it, in the 10 years since the reunion, there should have been at least 8 new Guns N' Roses albums. They should have a wealth of material. They should have a whole thing of albums. They don't. Why don't they? What is the problem? The problem is there's no Izzy. But what is the problem? I think it boils down to Axl. Because Slash has made albums. He makes an album with the Conspirators, and by the way, Todd Kearns is great. I think Todd Kearns should sing instead of Miles Kennedy. I think Todd Kearns should write the lyrics instead of Miles Kennedy, but that's another thing. There is something off with the chemistry. Something is amiss because it's unique. Guns N' Roses are a band that's 8 songs which they kind of live off, but that's for the divider. It's incredible, really incredible. So many, a majority of other bands from around them have numerous albums, yet Guns N' Roses have not had, and this is tragic and very sad, that there's been nothing at all, no new material since the Illusion albums. It all stopped, it ceased, and Axl took so long to get his solo album out. It's tragic. Slash kept doing albums. I can't even listen to Slash's. I don't listen to the Slash back catalogue anymore. It's a bit heavy for me. It's sort of a little tragic in a sense. And then you've got the Conspirators records. You've got I remember, was it World on Fire, Living the Dream. There was a couple more. Orgy of the Damned, which was Orgy of the Damned was. We went to Los Angeles 2024, 2025. I can't remember what year it was, but we saw Slash at the Greek Theatre in Hollywood in 2025, I think it was. It could have been 2025. Didn't enjoy the concert because some idiot sat on his chair in front of Michelle, and Michelle got her foot quite badly damaged. I've talked about that in another video. So 10 minutes before Slash came on, this idiot sat down in front of us, and Michelle had her foot laying on the seat in front, and he wasn't watching what he was doing, and Michelle's foot got injured quite a lot. Michelle had a fracture. The paramedics, the medical people, the security people there were fantastic with us, really fantastic with us, but we didn't have any insurance because we had extended our stay, so we didn't have any insurance, and I ended up going to CVS and got an ice pack. Michelle was pretty much limping around for the rest of the trip, and so I digress. It's sad. The Gina, I'm disconnecting from them because I have the bands that I've discovered recently. I fallen in love with the Scorpions. I love a band with 20 albums. The Scorpions, UFO, Blue Oyster Cult, Cream, the band called Cactus, the band called Taste. I also love a bit of hip hop like Sexy Red, Ice Spice, Megan Thee Stallion. I love Ozzy, Black Sabbath, Ozzy era Black Sabbath, early Deep Purple, very early Deep Purple. Numerous bands that I love. The thing is that I don't listen to Appetite anymore. I barely tolerate Welcome to the Jungle. I'm supposed to be excited if that was to come on the radio. The radio never plays it. They never play Welcome to the Jungle. Rarely. Sweet Child of Mine comes on the radio in the car probably about 5 or 6 times a day. So does Paradise City. And Live and Let Die, Live and Let Die. The new songs. What is it? Atlas Shrugged, Nothing. Those old school, the general absurd. All CD leftovers. Depressing, sad. And is Duff McKagan a remarkable bass player? I used to like watching his interviews. No, he's just a standard bass player. I don't think there's anything overly special about him. He's a standard bass player. Axel is losing his voice. And I think Slash and Duff were paid a lot of money to reunite. I think they were paid a lot of money. And Dizzy stays in the... What else is Dizzy going to do? Dizzy Rig could probably start his own band, but maybe the money is just too good to resist. I think Melissa Reese is like, I'm a millionaire. I just hit the millionaire status. I'm going to leave. I'm going to get on with my life. I'm going to do other things now. And the lowest common denominator, the lowest ranking in GNR was Frank Ferreira. Never liked Frank Ferreira. The guy could barely hold a beat and did not look like Guns N' Roses. Isaac Carpenter, a breath of fresh air. Can he save Guns N' Roses? How relevant are Guns N' Roses? How relevant are they? What's their relevancy now? How relevant is a new album? How good will it be? Will it be good? Does it even matter anymore? Is it even relevant anymore? Too little, too late, the ship has sailed. It's tragic and it's sad. So everyone got so excited about that video with Adler and Gilby Clarke, Duff and Slash. Everyone was like, oh! And that made me sad. It made me feel very sad and melancholy. It was just sad to watch. I was just sad. Yeah, they did it so easy. They did a few other things. It was just like sad. It's something that fell apart years ago. There's no new material. There's a weird, something is just wrong. And all the new songs, the new Guns N' Roses songs, they are shit. They're not good. They're terrible. They're all CD leftovers. That is the tragedy that is Guns N' Roses. It's a tragedy. And they are, making their living off a few hits. They have a few hits. You've got Appetite, you've got a couple of things off Illusion, but that's it. Don't even include the Spaghetti Incident. Guns N' Roses were finished in 92. Actually, they got off the Illusion tour in 93 because they left Sydney, did a couple of other dates, and there was a Skin and Bones tour. The Skin and Bones tour, they didn't last long on that. So everything stopped in 94. It all stopped. Appetite is a great album, but I don't go to it very often. So many other bands that I listen to now. Scorpions, I love the Scorpions. Oh my gosh, just keep checking the flat. As long as it's flashing blue, that means it's still recording. What is it? What is it? Fly to the Rainbow by the Scorpions one. Oh, it's like a favourite album of mine. Are there better albums than Avatar? Of course there is. Of course there are. It is that Guns N' Roses stopped being able to write music. They didn't write anything, and Axl really struggled to write music by himself. He would have been perfectly okay if he had released his first solo album in 1998. It would have been totally fine. There's been nothing from the beginning. I think Melissa Reese got sick of it. I think she got tired of it and just wanted to move on. She's like, I'm a millionaire now. Beyond that, bye, see ya, I'm going. There can't be another record like Appetite because Axl's voice is not there anymore. And Guns N' Roses are a one-hit wonder. But Slash isn't a one-hit wonder. It's interesting because Slash didn't join any other bands. He just made his own outfits. He just established his own bands, did his thing. And Slash works very quickly, very fast. Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators Miles Kennedy, Slash works very quickly with Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators. Todd Kern said they were very fast, very fast. I didn't like Volume 4. Volume 4, Slash Volume 4, I didn't like it. Couldn't get into it, can't connect to it. I was eagerly awaiting it. I've heard it a few times, can't connect to it. Because I don't always enjoy the lyrics that Miles Kennedy writes. I think Miles Kennedy has a great voice, don't always enjoy his lyrics. You know what, it was Stephen and Izzy left, that was it. Matt Sorum, a very competent drummer. Love watching Matt Sorum interviews. A very competent drummer, but there's no legacy. They don't have 20 albums. I was watching an interview with Alan Niven the other day. He said, Guns N' Roses should have 20 albums. They should have 200 songs. They should have 20 albums. Where are they? Many other bands out there who are far more reputable than Guns N' Roses. Yes, they hold this. I've got to stop saying they're my favourite band. I've got to stop saying that. They hold for me. They hold nostalgia with a sense of sadness, and there's a certain sense of happiness there. I hear Guns N' Roses. When I hear Guns N' Roses, I perk up. I do. But there's other bands that I really love. As I said, I love the Scorpions. I discovered the Scorpions about 18 months ago. I love the Scorpions. Early Scorpions, Love at First Thing, Lonesome Crow, oh my goodness, Lonesome Crow. Spotify, when I had my year, Spotify told me that Lonesome Crow was my favourite album of last year, and Fly to the Rainbow. So Guns N' Roses make me feel sad, and they make me feel sad, and it is sad and tragic. Yeah, they pretty much ended in 1993. Guns N' Roses ended in 1993. The new songs are terrible. I think Slash and Duff making a lot of money out of it. They must be so sick of playing Welcome to the Jungle and Sweet Child every night. Sick of playing Welcome to the Jungle. I'd replace it with Anything Goes or Shotgun Blues. Wouldn't you be sick of playing Welcome to the Jungle every night? I can't hear that song anymore. I don't. If I was to get back to Appetite, I'd skip it and just start on It's So Easy. As I said, far too busy exploring Spotify. I discover all my music through Spotify. Bands I'm discovering through Spotify. I'm discovering through Spotify. The UFO, Blue Oyster Cult, Cactus Taste. Not to mention Budgie and Uriah Heep. Budgie and Uriah Heep. 70s music. I love 70s music. But yes. The Guns N' Roses story is sad and tragic, depressing, sad, tragic. I'm hungry. I haven't had breakfast yet. I'm going to go get some lunch. I think I've said sufficient. Yes. Guns N' Roses, sad. Look, if we get a chance to see them, we'll go see them with Isaac Carpenter, but it's not a high priority. I'm not paying, and the ticket prices, I'd be willing to pay $150 to see Gene. I'd pay $150 to see them. It's about how much we paid last time, I think. Anyway, Guns N' Roses.